Oh, let me tell you something. Busting makes me feel good.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Blockbusting. I'm your host, Jay Light. Joining me today, John Poveromo.
What's up, man?
Not much, man. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. Stand-up comic out of New York. Wonderful to have you down here in the old Comedy Store basement.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, this place is great.
Yeah.
A great place to shit on the movies.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is what we're here for.
We're totally protected down here.
This is the podcast for people who love to hate the movies, and no movie execs are going to come down here and destroy us.
This is where they would stick people who hate movies.
This is where the mob used to go and kill people.
Oh, great.
So
You know
we
what?
are protected by the ghosts of Mickey Cohen's victims.
That's fantastic.
And joining us in the booth today, we've got my good buddy Tyler Mesnerich.
Hey, Jay.
Over on the ones and twos.
Happy to be here.
As it were. Happy to have you.
And you're live on Facebook.
Wonderful.
Oh, sweet.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and get started with some box office news from this week. Now, this should come as no surprise to anybody, coming to us from Box Office Mojo.
Mm-hmm.
Black Panther delivers fifth largest opening of all time, heading towards $218 million four-day debut.
Yeah, it's. Did you see it yet?
Not yet.
Okay, I did. It's amazing. I saw it at 12:30 the night before it opened.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Man.
it's incredible. And I was decidedly underdressed. Like everybody was there, because everybody was there they went to see the 12:30 midnight showing. It was like me and I was the only white dude. But they were decked. I went to an ArcLight too. So they were,
the
decked
ArcLight
out.
is where they go.
And I was just a piece of shit in a hoodie, and whatever. And I was like, oh, this is really embarrassing. Like I've never felt bad about myself for going to the movies late, but they were just to the nines. It was amazing.
Man, see, that's, yeah. Anytime I go to a movie late, because I'll do that now because I got Movie Pass. So if I'm bored, I'll just go fuck off and go see Shape of Water or Dunkirk late or something. Yeah. And I'm usually in sweatpants and a shirt, and that's about it. Maybe I'll rock a hoodie, but yeah, I feel like this is going to be. People are going to be dressing like it's a premiere for a good while.
It was crazy. Yeah, it was amazing. I was I kept staring at people like an idiot. I was like, oh my God, what are they wearing? That's really nice.
I know, of course, everybody's talking about that.
And I had a NASA hoodie on.
That weird white boy in the NASA hoodie who's just staring at you the whole time.
Exactly.
So as of now, Black Panther is obviously the clear winner at the box office. As of recording, we have a weekend gross of estimated $192 million.
Holy shit.
It's in 4,000 theaters. It's a massive wide release, probably the biggest wide release we've seen since Star Wars.
Yeah.
$47,000 per theater average.
Wow.
Everybody wants to go see Black Panther. I want to go see Black Panther.
You should.
I have. I was working here last night, and Neil Brennan had a joke, and he said, I haven't seen Black Panther yet. All of my black friends have seen it twice. So there's no surprise why this movie is getting such great numbers, because everybody who I've talked to who's seen it, instant praise.
It's a great movie.
And a lot of people have seen it back to back over the course of this weekend.
I want to see it again, because it was just, you take it in the first time, it was like a rush, and then I really want to go back. Because did you read anything about it? All the the costume design, everything like that is literally pieces of history.
Yeah.
From and I was like, holy shit! I didn't get any of that, so I want to go back and see it again. I thought it was amazing.
I saw somewhere that even recognized the costume designer and said that she deserves a best costume design nomination at least.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I agree with that.
First one in a while for a superhero movie.
I saw it last night.
Yeah?
Saw it last night, but I saw it with two people who didn't love it.
Really?
Yeah.
What were their thoughts?
Well, one of the guys, Sean, as we know, our friend.
Oh yeah.
He just thought it was just kind of cheap, like it wasn't really set up well.
Okay.
That's how he felt. Like it was a lot of exposition, he said too.
Okay.
He said that it's just kind of. I will agree with him. He made this point where I don't know if this is a spoiler-free podcast, Jay. It's my first time.
Oh no, spoil away. We don't give a fuck about spoilers.
Great.
Well, there was the guy, the Andy Serkis, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's the killer, and then at one point the other guy, what's his name? Michael B. Jordan.
Killmonger.
Yeah.
When he makes that turn to really bad guy, it's just kind of like, what's going on? What? Okay, he's going to Wakanda now. That's what's gonna. Okay, I do agree with that. But I personally like the movie. I thought it was beautiful.
Yeah.
I love all the shots when they were going to ancestral plane. So cool.
Yeah.
I think Marvel has really I'm not a big superhero movie guy. I still think The Dark Knight is the pinnacle of superhero movies. And I think that Marvel lately has been making a good move to try and get people out of the sort of rut that is that people. I think that there's a perception about the Marvel Cinematic Universe at this point where, it's flooded the market with superhero movies. And the way to stand out is to get good, not just good cast members and have good actors playing the roles of these iconic or potentially iconic superheroes, but to get really good directors behind the camera too. We saw that with James Gunn directing the Guardians of the Galaxy movies. We saw that with Taika Waititi for the Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah.
And now you got Ryan Coogler, who is already a very acclaimed director from Fruitvale Station and from Creed, working with Michael B. Jordan, who is basically his muse. They've collaborated on pretty much everything they've done together so far.
His DiCaprio to Scorsese.
Mm-hmm. And so you get really sort of auteur directors, or at least directors who have not directed a superhero movie before, and have them put their flair on it. And I think that that's another thing that's going to help drive people to see more superhero movies like this in the future. But who knows?
Also, he's a black director, black cast. They're telling their own story. That's always...
and that's a huge thing too. And you've also got the big tie-in with the Kendrick Lamar album that dropped.
Yeah. And the music was great.
The music is, I haven't listened to the score. I know they have Ludwig Göransson, who's worked a lot with Childish Gambino and other film scores in the past. But the soundtrack album, the Kendrick Lamar album is fantastic. Yeah, I can't stop listening to it.
If Black Panther wins an Oscar or is at least nominated for an Oscar, I think all would be forgiven. No more of that, racist Oscar stuff or anything like that. I think this is the one shot they have to clean it up.
Poof.
Right? They could win.
But also, I think it would also say a lot about Hollywood's only going to recognize Black Hollywood if it's a superhero movie.
That's making a blockbuster,
right? That's not.
No,
it's not the most.
Don't listen to me. That's not true.
There's definitely going to be a hashtag campaign against that if that happens.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely.
They already did nominations, so I don't think it was nominated for anything. So,
for next year.
Next year, yeah,
we'll see.
Can they be nominated for next year?
Yeah,
I think so.
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, Get Out came out around this time last year, and Get Out's nominated for the 4 top categories.
I will say that is one of the weirdest things watching that movie, Black Panther, because Daniel Kaluuya.
I know.
He's like a very small character, and you're like, this guy just got nominated for an Oscar, and he's just kind
of a dick.
Yeah,
yeah,
but he's great in it.
He is.
I really liked how the movie turned out. Just for the record, I disagreed with everything they were saying last night.
Oh, yeah, me too.
I was on board with it.
Stay on the record about that. It's good timing.
Just for the record.
Number 2 at the box office is Peter Rabbit.
Yeah,
17.
I saw that too.
I
didn't see the movie,
Peter
but
Rabbit?
I saw that it was number 2 because I was like, you see Black Panther's number 1. I was like, I wonder what number 2 is. It's weird.
17.25 million. Stayed ahead of 50 Shades 3, which is number 3 after dropping from number 1. So we have, and we covered this last week, the allergy lobby is against Peter Rabbit.
Really?
Because there's a scene where Peter Rabbit and his bunny compatriots shoot a blackberry into the mouth of somebody who has blackberry allergies. And I think that only heightened the publicity for this movie in a way that children are going to want to go see some mischief.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, fuck allergies.
Yeah, exactly.
These are dumb.
Yeah, I want to shoot a blackberry into my friend's mouth too.
Right.
See what happens.
Now you get a chance.
Yeah.
And then 50 Shades to Freed happens. It's still there. I know at this point it has devolved a lot more into parody, and people are viewing it with the eye of, I'm going to make fun of it. I know that my girlfriend was part of a group of girls who went to the ArcLight on Valentine's Day to go see it, and they played a drinking game in the movie theater. Snuck in bottles of wine, drank out of bachelorette party deck straws, and there were multiple groups in the theater who were there watching it as a fun, jokey time.
Oh, that's awesome.
But there are also people in the theater who were still going to go see it as the serious,
right?
This is the BDSM love story.
Oh, God. That's absolutely brutal.
Big mistake.
Yeah.
Why would you do that? I have no...
Did you see Real Time this week or whatever?
No.
Bill Maher had a great... the end of the New Rule segment that he did. Some of them are kind of duds, but this one was actually particularly good. And he's talking about... someone has to explain to me in the age of the Me Too movement how the number 1 movie in America right now is about a woman on a leash. And I just think that's hilarious. And he just went off on the whole thing or whatever. But it's so true because at the time I think it was number one or whatever.
But it's consensual leash play. It's okay.
Consensual leash play. That's right. That's absolutely right. Yeah.
You got leashes. Look, if you want to hook your partner up to a leash, just make sure it's okay. If you want to feed them wet food out of a bowl and make them drink water off of a saucer, milk off of a saucer, then make sure that's part of their boundaries.
They also they had people come in that were like experts in the field of BDSM to make sure they were getting it right. So
wow.
I'm sure that's a great gig to have.
But also there are women out there who think that kind of that women who like that kind of stuff are essentially brainwashed by men. You know what I mean? Like they can't really enjoy it. They're just conditioned to say that that's okay. And it's like, maybe somebody just fucking likes being tied up.
Yeah, maybe.
You know, I know some people who like some weird shit.
Yeah, there's nothing. Look, being tied up, it's that's been around in the kink world for years, I think.
Well, it's like you can't have sex, really, unless there's some good old American violence involved as well.
Yes.
Everyone knows that.
And so now that we came from American Psycho, from where there's, actual violence involved, and now you've got this plaything violence. He literally calls it a playroom.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's not shy about it. There's like a weird voyeurism. Like Hollywood is a voyeurism industry or whatever, but it got to the point where, like, I think directors and actors embrace social media and stuff like that, and the fans, quote unquote, which is great because some of them have some awesome ideas. They get some good movements going, but it got to the point where I think they were always talking about what the fans thought and what the fans want, and now it's gotten to the point where it's like, we also want to control how you bone. You know what I mean? Like, they're like, I don't really like that that guy cheated on his wife. He shouldn't be in movies anymore. And you're like, how about you go fuck yourself?
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand where it got to the point where they think they have so much say, where they're like, they're not only deciding what director can direct their favorite movie, but they're also like, I don't like his relationship status with whatever, and we're going to write a letter campaign. It's like, it's so weird, man. Just leave people alone sometimes.
We're supposed to be the tastemakers, right? Hollywood is like, what Hollywood does, what Hollywood says goes.
Exactly.
So it's one of those things where,
now we're listening to people in cul-de-sacs who are raising, working 9 to 5s and raising and it's like, I don't really care what you do.
Yeah. Look, I don't know how many people in Missouri are out there trying to follow along with 50 Shades franchise. And
there's plenty, I'm sure.
Yeah.
We're going to put a bridle in your mouth. We're going to work with what we have on hand here at the farm. Number 4 at the box office, Jumanji, Welcome to the Jungle, holding strong, almost $8 million.
Wow. I didn't know it was still out.
It's still out. It's still cranking. It has been out in theaters for 9 weeks.
Wow. I saw it the other day. Movie Pass.
What'd you think?
I liked it. It was good. It was actually one of those things where, you know how like Jumanji, when you watch it again, you get that kind of nostalgic feeling of like, oh, it's a funny comedy movie, but also like family oriented too. I don't think they make those that well anymore, but I thought they did a good job with this one. It felt the same.
Yeah, I guess so. I feel like this is a movie that I would have appreciated more if I had kids of my own to go see the movie, because I saw it and I was like, all right.
Mm-hmm. But you could see the same elements in it, right? Like, it wasn't something that maybe you and I would enjoy necessarily to an extent where like, oh my God, I got to see that again. But like, I was kind of like, oh, I could see where like people would take their kids and kind of have that same, like, I think that it's going to be for them what the Jumanji was for us.
Yeah, I think so. I also think that part of it was because I never saw Jumanji growing up.
Oh, you didn't?
I didn't see it for a very long time. So I maybe missed out on that nostalgia factor that I think a lot of other people from our generation have.
Yeah.
But I have a long history of not seeing movies. Oh, yeah. Tyler,
I don't care for.
Tyler's well versed in this.
Jay was a sheltered child. He hasn't seen all kinds of movies.
Did you see the second Jumanji?
I have not seen the second Jumanji. I, of course, saw the original Jumanji, which is great.
Yeah, exactly.
But I heard like it's like kind of like a video game or something like that.
Yeah.
And people said it's like it feels like it's kind of in the same vein, but it's different.
Yeah, it does. It feels the same, and the comedy's decent. Yeah. It's not like I can't. It just. I feel like it had almost the same kind of feeling, and they do a nice nod to Alan Parrish. The other.
Oh yeah.
Like, Robin really cool. Williams. Yeah. The other Jumanji.
The other Jumanji.
it gets the job done. It's fine.
Yeah, it does. Exactly.
I think it's about the same level as Lady Bird for me. Like I
didn't see Lady Bird.
It's fine. Yeah. It's fine. It's okay. It's not like mind blowing.
I'll see it when it comes out on DVD.
The problem with these movies is they get way overhyped, and then all of a sudden, it's just like you see it, and you're like, "What's this hype all about?"
Yeah, exactly.
What's the deal?
Except for Get Out, lives up to the hype.
Get Out does live up to the hype.
That was fantastic. I felt the same way about Wonder Woman though too. Like they were like, "Why wasn't it nominated for an Oscar?" And I'm like, "Are you out of your mind?" Like it was good, but it wasn't Oscar worthy, you know. And I understand, like, you're either giving these awards out to people who genuinely deserve it, You know what I mean? Or you're doing it because it was the first female director. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, which one is it? Like, she's great and the movie was good, but it didn't beat out any of the other ones nominated.
Yeah. That's the way I feel that way about Lady Bird's nominations for some of its moves. Like, I think a writing nomination's warranted. It got nominated for screenplay, the acting nominations I get.
Phenomenal, yeah.
It's well written. It's a little vignette for my taste, but I think it's not a poorly written script. But I was surprised to see Greta Gerwig getting a Best Director nomination.
Oh, okay.
Because I think that, in particular, I think that I would, if I were to swap it out, I would have picked Luca Guadagnino for Call Me by Your Name instead of
somebody. I heard that was really slow, so I avoided it. And I don't know.
It's slow, but it's the right kind of slow. It's not slow where it feels like it drags.
Okay.
It's slow where it feels like it builds, and it's all building to something.
I did not. Yeah, I didn't see. I would have. They were like, "Oh, it's so slow," and I was like, "Man, fuck it."
See, I don't mind a slow movie if it feels like if it feels the tension is ratcheting up to something. I felt that way about Phantom Thread. Phantom Thread's a slow movie, but it's a slow burn. It's not like I don't want to be here in this movie. Feels like a drag.
That one I wanted to see. I haven't gone to see it yet. I think he's amazing.
Well, as far as like the outrage over like someone not being nominated, like a female director, I feel like some of that can be manufactured in a way. People are taking advantage of people's emotions and like trying to like, oh my gosh, they didn't get nominated for a Golden Globe director.
Yeah.
By the way, the Oscars nominations are still out, so if you don't want to be a disgrace, vote for Wonder Woman.
Right? Yeah.
I feel like that's going on too.
Which is weird though too, because it's like I'm like, did we see the same movie? Because I mean, I saw it twice, unfortunately, and I didn't I wasn't whelmed by it.
I still haven't seen it.
Good.
I might one of these days. I might watch it.
It's not bad. It's just not like It's weird what they did with the character. I don't know. I'm not going to spoil anything, but so when you see her in BVS, she's a badass. You know what I mean? And she kind of knows what she's doing. She's taking charge or whatever. And then when you see her in Wonder Woman, she's kind of fumbling a lot.
Oh, yeah. They make her real dumb, kind of, don't they?
Real dumb.
Yeah.
And you're just like, is this supposed to be cute? Or I don't know what. You know what I mean? I'm like, I don't find, at first I was like, oh, it's kind of sweet, whatever. And then, but it never broke. It was never a point where she was like, I get it now. And then she just started, it was still like, she's really fucking slow.
It sounded to me like they kind of pulled some of her characterization from if Wonder Woman if she was like a rom-com heroine, and sort of bumbling, and she owned an indie bookstore.
Yeah, she owned an indie, and someone was attacking it, and she was like, "Not in my town." It was like You've Got Mail with Tom and Meg Ryan. She was Meg Ryan's character, and You've Got Mail.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
With a sword.
Not in my small town, Tom Hanks.
Exactly.
Speaking of things that are happening in small towns, the number 5 movie, 1517 to Paris.
Oh, okay.
Clint Eastwood being patriotic as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
This is, again, another movie that has gotten pretty bad reviews.
Yeah.
No real desire to see this one. Because the gambit of playing the real people with the actual people who went through the situation didn't really work.
Why the hell would anybody do that? That doesn't make. I mean, I get for people for box office sales or whatever, but if they're not actors, why would you do that to them?
It's just it's a gambit, and it's a obviously something that he was trying to do as a cash grab and trying to tap into the good old USA.
Mm-hmm.
Well, not only did he get the actors that were or the guys that were really there, but a lot of the people that are in the movie are also people that were really there. The paramedics, I swear to God, the paramedics, people on the train. Mm-hmm. It's absurd. I don't know what this is. It's like a movie, it's a documentary. What are you doing?
Hey, the situation you were in that you never want to be in again, want to do a movie about it?
Yeah.
Want to relive it? No, I don't.
Number 6 is The Greatest Showman, which has somehow also been in theaters for 9 weeks.
Wow.
I am totally shocked by this.
Yeah, I heard it was horrible.
It seems like a real bad Baz Luhrmann kind of knockoff movie, and I don't understand how it's lasted this long.
Hugh Jackman has played that similar character before, you know what I mean? I just want to know how many times is he going to attempt to do it before they're like, listen, we don't want to give you anything for this.
I think that, this is Hugh Jackman trying, Hugh Jackman has been known as a triple threat kind of performer for a long time. And maybe now that he doesn't have Wolverine to fall back on, maybe this is whoever his talent reps are trying to be like, all right, we're going to really highlight you as a full-fledged performer. We're going to get you some nominations and some musicals coming up, buddy.
Yeah.
And this just feels like, again, a misfire from the guys who wrote the lyrics. What just happened to my voice?
I don't know. Are you dying?
I think I am dying.
Did they write the lyrics?
The lyrics to La La Land.
Oh, okay.
Oh yeah,
That's their claim to fame.
brutal.
Wait, so they wrote the lyrics to La La Land,
I didn't know that.
and now they wrote a movie, and they got Hugh Jackman.
No, they wrote the songs to this movie.
Oh, okay. Okay.
They did not write The Greatest Showman.
Okay.
I don't know who wrote The Greatest Showman, and I don't. I'm going to find out.
All right.
Just for my own sake here.
Yeah, he is super talented and it's great and stuff like that. But I thought he was better suited for the oh my god, what was that movie with the guy who Holy Mother of God, I can't think of what it is. But he like kidnaps his kids.
A movie about kidnapping kids.
Taken, Liam Neeson.
No, yeah, it was Hugh Jackman as Liam Neeson.
I don't know. Okay.
In Taken. No,
Like, kidnap kids. Go.
No, it was oh god, what the. It was really good. It was Jake Gyllenhaal was in it. He plays the detective. Yeah.
Oh God. Prisoners.
Prisoners. That's it. I thought he was gonna take a turn after that and start doing like really like shit like that, and I thought it was a great movie, but it never went anywhere.
A little bit of Denis Villeneuve.
Yeah. Now he's back to singing and dancing.
Yeah, he's back to it. This was also written. So I just found out who wrote it. It's a team writing from Bill Condon and Jenny Bix. Jenny Bix, who you may have known from writing hits like Rio 2 and 16 episodes of Sex in the City. And Bill Condon, of course, writer of a bunch of actually pretty decent movies: Chicago, Dreamgirls, Kinsey. He directed the latest Beauty and the Beast movie.
Chicago, Dreamgirls, Kinsey. Not exactly what I would put in the same.
Well, Chicago and Dreamgirls are all based on Broadway.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Kinsey isn't, is it?
I don't know. I don't even know what that is.
Kinsey's a movie about sex. This is what 50 Shades should have been. But it's about a sex researcher.
Right, exactly.
It's about Albert Kinsey.
Oh, Kinsey. Okay.
Liam Neeson.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Okay.
Liam Neeson before he made his pivot into being the everybody's favorite January action hero.
Yeah.
Number 7, one of the only new movies in the box office besides Black Panther, is Early Man. It's a claymation movie from Aardman, guys who did Wallace and Gromit and Chicken Run. Very underrated Chicken Run. Have you guys never seen Chicken Run?
Amazing.
Chicken Run's great. Tyler, have you never seen Chicken Run?
Never seen Chicken Run.
Man, it's about chickens on the run.
I don't think so. Yeah, I don't think so.
It's based off of The Great Escape. So,
Yeah.
It does sound familiar though. Maybe I
it's a
did see
parody.
it.
Yeah.
It's like an
Really
old
good.
movie.
Oh, it's great. Yeah. It came out, I think, in the it came out when I was a preteen. So probably like 2011
No.
or 2001. Wow. Hey guys, my name's Jay. I'm 18 years old. I'm not even allowed to be here in the Comedy Store right now. Early Man, 3 million. It'll probably keep growing. It's an animated movie. Hopefully, it overtakes some of these other kid movies that are still in the top 10.
Yeah.
Also, Maze Runner: The Death Cure, your local favorite
Yeah.
YA dystopian movie.
I thought about seeing it because I saw the other two, and I can't bring myself to do it.
You saw the other two Maze
I
Runner
did.
movies?
I saw
Why?
it- well, because when I first moved out here, I had no cable, no TV, and there was one of those movie websites that you stumble upon every 5 months that streams it from wherever, and everything that was in the theater was just on this site. So I was like, all right. And I watched like a bunch of movies, and Maze Runner was one of the ones that I'd avoided, but started watching.
I had a friend of mine when I first moved to LA, a guy who I worked with at Flappers Comedy Club in Burbank, and he was his other day job was he would go to Disneyland and he would be one of the Jedi training guys.
way.
So he would have lightsaber fights. And I remember he got an audition to be the lead in the first Maze Runner, but he was explaining the plot to me, and he was like, "Yeah, it's this guy. It's like these guys who like wake up and they're in a maze." And they have to escape the maze, or else they die. And I'm like, this sounds dumb as hell.
Yeah.
And this was right after Hunger Games came out, so of course everybody's trying to capitalize and find the next franchise. And apparently this won.
Yeah, it's all right. It's not anything spectacular.
It sounds like Pac-Man.
It does sound like Pac-Man,
Description of it. Yeah.
except the ghosts are all of your dead friends who got killed by the maze.
There you go.
Number 9, Winchester. Speaking of ghosts, ghost movie, $2.25 million. This is a movie it's about a house with ghosts.
I never heard of this at all. I love horror movies. I'll go see any horror movie because I genuinely want to be scared, and I rarely ever am.
Well, the thing is, the Winchester story is more interesting than the movie winds up being. Because I haven't seen the movie. It doesn't strike. I'm a very particular kind of horror film watcher, and Winchester doesn't really strike my fancy at all.
Okay,
but it's about the Winchester Mystery House, which is basically Winchester, the gun company, right?
Okay, yeah.
The rifle company. And the heir to the Winchester fortune was this woman named Sarah, and after her dad died, she inherited his house, which is up in Northern California somewhere. And she was so paranoid about the ghosts of all the people who'd been killed by her dad's guns coming back to haunt her that she built the house out to where there are things like staircases that go into the ceiling and doors that open into the wall and all this other stuff to try and confuse the ghosts.
Yes.
Because ghosts often use stairs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Ghosts are very confused by modern architecture and technology.
Exactly.
Also, she believed if she stopped construction of the house, that she would die.
And then she did die.
Oh my
And then she did die.
In a construction break.
Yeah. In a strike.
That's hilarious.
Finally closing out the box office, knocking out The Post, Shape of Water, and Three Billboards is surprise dark horse contender, Samson.
Really?
A movie distributed by our favorite Christian movie distributors, PureFlix.
Wow.
Known from such hits as ... God's Not Dead 2, The Case for Christ, and Do You Believe?
Wow. That's Samson opened up in theaters?
Samson opened up in 1 and 2,049 theaters. Oh, sorry, 1,249 theaters. Made almost $2 million.
Wow.
Pretty good average.
That's cool. Yeah, it's not bad.
The religious movie going audience is still alive and well.
Yeah. Did you ever see Noah when it came out?
No, I never did. Did you?
I did. Well, I didn't see it in the theater, but it was one of those things my friend and I decided to get high and shit on. And it was brutal too. But I mean, that was a huge box office sell too.
I believe it. Well, that's the thing. Anytime you get a Bible story, you have a built-in audience.
Yeah. Well,
Passion of the Christ was huge.
And they're doing a second one.
They're doing a second.
You didn't know that? Oh, yeah.
Passion of the Christ?
And they got James Caviezel to play Christ again.
Is Mel Gibson directing it?
Yeah. He's
Well,
doing it, and he asked Jim to do it, and he's doing it.
What is Mel Gibson doing? That was like such a bad thing for him. He
The
just
passion
got
of
back.
the Passion of the Christ, more passionate.
Yeah.
I'm
I
spending-
fell asleep for the first 10 minutes of that movie, and obviously I could still keep up, but I just passed out. Like, I had no idea what was going on, and then I woke up, and they were, like, kicking the shit out of him, and I was like, oh, finally.
Oh wow! Oh, this is real.
Yeah.
Wow.
The Passion of the Christ 2 to be titled The Resurrection. Mel Gibson sequel will bring back original Jesus actor Jim Caviezel for The Resurrection.
He wasn't doing anything because he hadn't done anything since that.
Wow! There are things I cannot say that will shock the audience. He told USA Today.
Poor guy, because like he got the worst of it for that movie being claimed to being anti-Semitic.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to work with him. He was just an actor. Whereas Mel Gibson was Mel Gibson. He kind of he could circumvent the system.
Yeah.
And then Mel Gibson got in trouble for other things.
That were definitely anti-Semitic
Yes.
and can still circumvent the system.
Yeah,
Which is impressive.
this guy was he took a job. I mean, he's religious or maybe he's not. I don't know. He took a job and fucked his life up.
This is crazy. Yeah, Jim Caviezel. Nobody's had anything to do with Jim Caviezel. He had, I think, the last thing he did was wasn't he on one of those like drama shows on TV?
Yeah,
like Person of Interest or something like that.
I don't even know.
Yeah. He
did TV. I know that. I know it was him, and it was whatever it was.
He's got a real cop drama vibe to him.
Yeah.
I could see him being on one of those for sure. Yeah, Passion of Christ actor on sequel film. Oh my gosh.
Yeah,
this is from There's a Purpose in My Life Again. This is from Warsaw. Is he living in Poland? Oh my gosh. What happened? What happened to you, Jim Caviezel?
And there was a whole thing about like how he gracious he was to agree to do it. I was like, he's out of work.
Yeah, that's not gracious.
And he only looks like Jesus Christ, with a beard. So that's not, that guy was waiting.
The handsome white version of Jesus Christ.
Yeah, exactly.
The one news story that I want to cover this week, and this is again in bringing back franchises that I did not know needed to have sequels to them. The YouTube has been announced to release Cobra Kai, sequel series to The Karate Kid, starring Ralph Macchio and William Zabka.
No.
Yeah.
Yep.
Said more than 3 decades after. This is from Deadline. Said more than 3 decades after the 1984 All-Valley Karate Tournament, Cobra Kai finds Daniel LaRusso living a comfortable life with his family in Encino, running a string of car dealerships. His old rival Johnny hasn't been so fortunate and seeks redemption by reopening Cobra Kai.
What?
Yeah. A teaser trailer dropped this week. It doesn't seem... Ralph Macchio doesn't know... He even says in the trailer, like, I don't know why you want to bring this back. but he does, and he's there.
Well, he made friends with him at the end of the movie, and I guess he's just going back on that.
He did. Have you ever seen the video where they play it as Ralph Macchio's character as the bully? It's so good.
It's perfect.
It really is. It changes everything.
I love when they do recut trailers like that.
Yeah.
I've seen that one. I remember the My favorite one of those is Toy Story as a horror film.
I didn't see the Toy Story.
You ever saw that one?
No.
Tyler, you ever see that?
I've seen that. Yeah.
It's great because they basically they take all the scenes where the creepy shit happens. A lot of it is when they're at what's the villain's name? Sid. When they're at his house, and they do the part where like Woody's head turns around.
Yeah.
And they get all the like these creepy voiceovers, and they change the music. Yeah, and same thing with the other one. I remember the first one of those I ever saw was The Shining recut as a family comedy.
Oh yes, that was so good.
Just called Shining.
Yeah, and then they did Mrs. Doubtfire as a horror film, which is amazing.
Yes,
yeah, that's great.
This seems. I feel like as time goes on, more and more, and these internet companies get more and more money, we're going to start seeing more stuff that looks like a joke.
Yeah.
And that would have been somebody would have tried to fake and put together years ago, and now there's just too much money out there.
They just did a thing for Friends. They took a bunch of the movies all the people were in and made it look like they were making a Friends movie, and a lot of people were tricked by it.
Yeah. I believe that.
Which is weird because it's so like there's a scene in that trailer where it's Matthew Perry and Courtney Cox when he was guest starring on Cougar Town, and he clearly doesn't know who she is. Like, so I was like, how does that work? And is it like that? Like, how did that trick anybody to thinking that was a trailer? She accidentally runs into him, whatever, and he walks out of his car and meets her, and he's like flirting and like doing all he has no clue who she is, and everyone's like, no, yeah, that's probably it.
Like. They did such a great job getting like the random lines where someone just says like a character's name, like, what about Joey?
Yeah, they did. That's true.
And like, it was just enough. They were able to do like, oh, maybe this is real. Why would this person say, what about Joey if it wasn't a Friends movie?
Yeah, that's true.
They did a good job of like fucking just
bringing
going
everything
through stuff.
Yeah. They're bringing everything back.
Here we go. This is actually some breaking news right now. The Bafta Award results have just come in. So the Bafta Awards are probably the biggest award show predictor right before the Oscars. 3 Billboards wins Best Film at the Bafta Awards. Guillermo del Toro wins Best Director for The Shape of Water. Yes. Frances McDormand wins Best Actress for 3 Billboards. Yes. Gary Oldman wins Best Leading Actor. 3 Billboards wins Best Original Screenplay.
No.
And Call Me By Your Name wins Best Adapted Screenplay.
No.
Surprises galore.
Wow.
Nope.
3 Billboards. Well, actually, I guess I can't say that 3 Billboards winning is probably that much of a surprise, given that it's directed by a British guy. But this is some hot takes.
Yeah,
coming from
crazy.
the Brits.
Did you see 3 Billboards?
I did.
Yeah, me too. Did you like it?
I liked it when I saw it, and then we had a couple weeks ago, I had a guest on who talked about 3 Billboards as the movie that he hated.
Wow.
And I watched, and I would like to rewatch it after having had that conversation.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I liked it too, but now I'm like wondering, what did he say?
Listen to the episode.
All right, I will.
He says it. He says it so much more articulately than I even could right now.
I'll go back. I'll listen to it.
Jake Weisman, yeah, it's Jake Weisman. It's a thick and thorough hatred, and I really, really loved that episode.
Wow. All right.
Definitely give it a listen.
Yeah.
This is shaping up for the Oscar race. It's really a 2-horse race at this point between Shape of Water and 3 Billboards. I don't know what it's going to be.
Did you see Shape of Water?
I did.
Yeah, did you like it?
I did, but I don't think. I think it's kind of boring.
It is.
I think that it speaks to old Hollywood. And it's a very Oscar baity kind of movie.
Yeah,
I can see it winning Best Picture, but I don't think it's anywhere close to the best movie. Of last year.
I saw it. It was really. I thought it was really boring. I'll see it. I saw it once. I'm glad I saw it, but that's it. I'll never watch it again.
Yeah, no, same here.
Yeah, it was like, I don't know. And also the dude in the fish dude looked exactly like his character from Hellboy 2.
Well, I mean, that's what you're going to get when you have a guy who plays aliens all the time from one director. You're going to make him look like the same alien a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
He also looked like the guy with the hands from Pan's Labyrinth.
Yeah, absolutely.
Except he just his eyes were on his face instead of on his hands this time.
Yeah.
What are you going to do?
I was like, is this the origin story of the British dude in Hellboy? Because that makes a lot of sense.
I actually did see, sorry to keep butting in with random stories. I saw there's a sex shop that's selling a dildo based on the Shape of Water's dick.
Oh my God, that's incredible.
Shape of Water
you don't actually
sex
see the dick
toy.
In the movie, so they're just imagining what it is.
Here we go.
Like her little description where she's doing this.
Yeah.
When
she's like opens up and then a dick comes out.
The Shape of Water has inspired its very own sex toy, and it's selling out online, and it looks like
God.
this.
Here we go.
They got the coloring really, really accurate.
Good Lord.
What the fuck?
That
Yeah.
looks like it causes pain.
That's
more than pleasure there.
That's a fish stick for you, folks.
Yeah.
It does look painful.
It's like
It
a
looks.
coral reef.
Yeah, it looks. This is the Great Barrier Dick right here.
Oh, that's great.
It's endangered. 10 to 15 toys available on January 15th. It already sold out. It's called the Jewel of the Amazon.
Like, I always imagine what it's like to, you explain, like, someone finds your sex toy and you have to explain what it is, to somebody. But, like, what if they find, like, that thing? You gotta be like, yeah, I have an enormous sex toy and I'm a weirdo. Like,
you can only use it in water, though. Otherwise, it's real rough. Like, you have to do it in the bathtub.
You gotta, yeah.
If all of a sudden, like, a lot of girls, start taking baths again, you're like, oh my God.
You have to fill up your entire bathroom with water. Imagine how many apartments are going to flood because of this sex toy. Imagine how many people are going to go try and hit on a guy working at a pie diner because of this sex toy. Yeah. That's not right. That's what they should have. They should also did they have more movie sex toys? Because I feel like American Pie should have capitalized by having a pie that you could fuck.
I think it's a market that definitely exists.
They've got a Jon Snow sex toy, which it's his sword with a dick instead of the. It's white and it's got the wolf on the end of it, and it's just a dick instead of.
And it's a dick instead of a sword.
Blade, yeah.
I don't see how what this is.
It
feels like
winter's coming.
It feels like a. It feels like a very untapped market.
They have to pay HBO for that.
Come on. Right?
I gotta give
really worth it.
I gotta give them a lot of credit. This is probably the most ingenious marketing that I've ever heard. And the best part is, I think Guillermo del Toro knows it exists and says, "I don't like this." If you can get somebody on board with it, then get a director who's more about it.
Yeah,
and be like, "Whoa, baby, guess what? We're gonna fuck a fish here." All right. I do not want to talk about this movie.
No, I know.
But I know that we have to.
I feel you.
John, you are here today to talk about why you hate Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice.
Okay. I've watched this movie. I can't tell you how many times. I went to see it in the theater because it's, my friends and I will love superhero movies or whatever. So DC fucking just, they suck. I hate to say, other than what you were talking about before, the Nolan trilogy.
Yeah.
That was fantastic. I can't even compare that to any of the other shit that's come out. But, saw Batman vs. Superman in the theaters, and I saw it when I was out here, and I saw it the first time by myself, and I fucking hated it then. And then I forgot that I was supposed to go with a friend. And she was like, "I'm really excited. You want to go see Batman vs. Superman?" I had to pretend like I didn't see it. So I had to go see that piece of shit twice. And then it started this hate-watching fest. That I saw, like, maybe I'll hate it. The first time I saw it, you just saw it recently, the scene where you see Bruce Wayne having that vision in the beginning of his parents dying or whatever, and then he runs away through the field and falls through the thing. And the bats started, I was in a full theater. The bats start to carry him up, and I laughed like fucking out. And I was like, this is it. This is going to be a piece of shit. Like, right there.
So ridiculous. All right. For a little background before we get into our hatred of this movie, because this is I saw this for the first time this week to cover this. It is a fucking dumpster fire.
Yeah.
Batman vs. Superman: Dawn of Justice is a 2016 American superhero film featuring the DC Comics Batman characters Batman and Superman. Directed by Zack Snyder, follows Man of Steel, written by Chris Terrio, who wrote Argo, an Academy Award-winning screenwriter. Features an ensemble cast including Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill, Amy Adams, Jesse Eisenberg, Diane Lane, Lawrence Fishburne, Jeremy Irons, Holly Hunter, and Gal Gadot.
Gadot.
This movie is it's an atrocity.
Yeah.
What it really is I don't even know where to fucking start. How about you start?
Okay.
This is your pick. You have subjected me to this.
I know. I feel real bad that you hadn't seen it before.
Cinematic torture.
Yeah. And you watched it by yourself too. So it's good to watch it with friends. I made the mistake of watching it by myself the first time. You can't really recover. Yeah, it is. it first of all, I don't know if you've noticed the score in this movie is like a score that is supposed to be from another, like the drama that it's supposed to, like it's so conflicting because you're watching it and the score makes you feel things. But not what you're watching on the screen.
No,
it's like I had such a weird time with like the intense amount of drama they were trying to display with the fucking music, and then whatever goofy bullshit was going on the screen that I was watching.
Mm-hmm.
So that threw me off immediately, especially whenever you see Superman and they do those 3 little piano keynotes for him that are really supposed to make you
right. How you have the Batman song that Hans Zimmer created. That's like the iconic 2 notes for Batman.
Yeah.
They're trying to recreate it for Superman, and it just doesn't work.
No, not at all. And it makes me fucking angry every time I see it. Like, it's such bullshit. So the movie starts out, it's Bruce Wayne having a vision about his parents being killed. Because you haven't fucking seen that enough, right?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, how many times do I need... I don't even care. I've desensitized to parents getting shot now. Because I've seen it so many times.
This movie, right off the bat, from the very jump with this sequence, I immediately was like, why is this happening this way? Because... if there's a guy who's trying to rob you, who is trying to steal all of your valuables, why would you put a gun and break a pearl necklace with a gun?
Right, exactly.
It starts out with Zack Snyder's big mistake, which is gratuitous slow-mo.
Yeah.
He always uses way too much slow-mo in his movies for no reason. And from the jump, the entire first sequence is in slow motion.
Yeah.
And you're just like...
how many times... I don't want to watch fucking pearl necklace shit bounce on the ground, you know what I mean? Like... the entire time. And also, this is the first time I felt like, why didn't he just shoot the kid? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not pro child death, but I was like, man, he just, like, why would you leave him alive? Like, first of all, as in as a witness, he saw you. You know what I mean? He's not wearing...
he's not wearing a mask.
I was like, why didn't he fucking just kill the kid at this point? And also, they had to say, they gave his mom a name for the first time, right?
Martha.
Yeah. And I was like, okay. Like, it was just weird, overly dramatic. So that happens. We see that shit go on or whatever, and then Bruce Wayne is just crazy old at this point. Not old, but like weathered.
Old enough, weathered. Yeah,
exactly.
They say he's been in the game about 2 decades.
Yeah, but also
somehow Alfred looks super fucking young.
Yep. Yeah,
he looks about as old as Ben Affleck does in this movie.
Exactly, and also like he looks like he could still be on Tinder if he wanted to. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like, he's fuckable. Like he's dateable.
Dude, he could get those Gotham City biddies for sure.
Absolutely, yeah. And then so they've got the whole thing. I don't understand how Batman, again, Bruce Wayne getting older somehow makes him a shitty detective at this point too. He's the greatest detective in the world, and he's just missing shit like left and right. So I'm like, is his mind also going? Like I couldn't piece that together either because now I'm jumping ahead. But when he gets those letters, you have no questions, buddy. You know, you're that filled with just blind old man rage for the younger dude in town. Like it's the weirdest shit. So, so he does that, and then they cut to, the scene where he's, it's from Man of Steel, which is another piece of shit. But I had a hard time deciding if I wanted to do Man of Steel or BVS.
No, you got to do Batman versus
Batman
this is the real...
It is.
This is the real shit storm of a movie, because it takes... Here's what I will say is the biggest compliment that I can give this movie is that there is a good movie in here somewhere.
Oh yeah.
There is for sure there are parts when I was legitimately compelled with some of the narrative choices. I really liked Holly Hunter.
Yeah.
She did a great job.
She was fantastic.
And I think that the big problem here is that they try and do too much with the wrong people.
Yeah. Jesse Eisenberg was atrocious.
Jesse Eisenberg was the absolute wrong pick to play Lex Luthor.
Yes.
Just
if he was a made up villain, like I didn't even think he was Lex Luthor. Like if he was just some nut job, like I'd be like, all right, bad choice of new villain. But
or if they had him play it like a sort of a cold, calculated villain, the way he has done well in pretty much every other role that he's ever had when he was Mark Zuckerberg. Yes. He's cold and calculated and calm.
Yeah.
And instead they give him like, we're going to make you cartoony.
Yeah.
And give you this weird hair and have you have all these weird fucking dumb verbal tics.
Twitches and like, and also he can't speak in public. Like, I don't even know, like that scene wasn't even remotely funny. Yeah. Like it was just like really, really horribly uncomfortable. But then, so they do that scene where Batman is running through the town when like the Man of Steel shit is going on.
Right, yeah.
and I couldn't grasp. Like again, it lost me because he's got to call the dude that runs his office building and let him know it's okay to go. Like get everyone. Like why are you still standing in that building?
Yeah,
you can see every other skyscraper, but the dude who runs your office hasn't evacuated it yet because he's waiting for your call. Like get everyone out. Like oh god, I would have been gone.
Mr. Wayne's gonna be so mad if we leave.
Yeah, if we leave exactly.
Have we ever found out in the history of Batman what exactly Wayne Enterprises does?
Have
we ever found out?
Oh no.
I don't know. I think they make technology. I think they talk about that like in like one of the Nolan Batmans. Like they got the
R&D department.
Like
yeah,
and they also have a satellite stuff. Like I don't know, he owns a satellite. I don't know why or whatever.
But they're never like very like clear of what it is.
They put Wayne Enterprises on. Like I'm sure there's a Wayne Enterprise cable box in a scene. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, probably.
Like it's everywhere.
It kind of feels like a bit like a little Blackwatery. I'll be honest.
Yeah, I get that vibe. Well, especially given that in the Nolan verse, they have Lucius Fox have this whole department where he can get away with designing all these crazy weapons and things for Batman, and then nobody bats an eye about it.
Right, yeah.
And then when somebody does bat an eye, he's like, I know that you're doing this for the Batman. And they're like, well, we're gonna fuck you up.
Yeah, exactly.
We're gonna find a way to get rid of you.
Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but that Batman vs Superman, they're showing the buildings going down. That was a reaction to the huge backlash they got from just destroying Metropolis.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
People being like, that's millions of people dying.
And that's...
Like, we had no idea.
And that's a plot line that carries throughout this movie, and it's the most interesting part of the whole movie. It's the only compelling piece
and then they
of narrative action. Yeah.
Like I would
literally blow it up.
They literally blow it up. I was like, oh, this is actually going to start to get interesting. He's got to go stand trial. He's and that scene was kind of pretty cool too, because he's the strongest man in the world. He just flies in and he has to open the courtroom. He just kind of does it very whatever. And you're like, dude, the guy can rip the thing off but he's chilling there, whatever. And then they just end it. The most interesting scene in the movie, he's standing trial, and they just fucking just blow it up.
And I knew as soon as you see that scene where they get the guy in the wheelchair who had his legs chopped off by the building, as soon as they showed him showing up to Lex Luthor with the motorized wheelchair, I'm like, oh, that's gonna blow up at some point.
Yeah,
I thought it was gonna blow up right then, and he was just gonna blow that guy up.
Also, he leaves his secretary in there, like, which is just also just stupid.
Yeah,
like I don't even understand. Like I was like, I don't think he's cold, or I don't think he's me. I just think it's dumb.
Yeah, he didn't. Well, it's like Wayne Enterprise. You got to call your subordinates to make sure they know it's okay to leave the building before it's going to explode.
You're completely flying by the whole mason jar of
yeah,
which is, I think, is like the most thing. He's sitting there. There's some sort of weird conversation that Jesse Eisenberg has with this senator. Is she a senator?
Yeah, she's a senator.
He's just like, grandma's piss. Something like that.
Oh, she says the thing that's like, you can give me a bucket of grandma's piss and call it, she can give me a bucket of piss and call it grandma's peach tea.
Yeah.
And
I'm not going to drink it.
Yeah.
And then there's just, so like the reveal is like, she's like, something's wrong here. And then she's just like, right in front of her, there's a mason jar of piss.
But yeah, exactly.
And she like turns it around to see what it says. And it says like grandma's peach tea or whatever. And then it blows up.
Yeah.
And her look on her face is, I love, like I said, Holly Hunter's the best part of this movie. And even she can't save this moment, which I guarantee Zack Snyder was on set being like, no, you gotta, nobody's going to tell that you're afraid right now.
Right.
And so she's there like lip quivering.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, we are in the basement of the Comedy Store. I'm in this like dingy room here. If you had a mason jar of fucking piss in here, it'd been the first thing I pointed out to you. I'm not a senator. This is not my big moment in front of the camera.
They never let anybody in that movie react the way normal people react. Like if I thought there was a mason jar of piss, even remote. Also, what's a fucking mason jar doing?
Yes.
As a drink on the Senate, and you can't like, was it open? I don't even know.
It was just a wide open mason
urine?
jar of piss.
What? Like, no, you don't smell urine immediately. If my friend's cat just goes like an hour, I'm like, did your cat piss? Because you probably changed it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's ridiculous. So yeah, but the fact that she's scared,
and it's ice cold piss too, because there's condensation on the side. That's been somebody chilled that in a congressional fridge.
Yeah.
Somebody labeled that. It was.
What do you think shooting that? Like, let's get your arm in there. Let's just dramatically turn the mason jar of piss towards the camera, please, so we can read the text. The dumbest thing I've ever seen.
Exactly.
The prop department for this movie had to have been so furious at some of the things they had to make for this. This is
the spear. We'll get. Yeah.
Oh God. All right. So beyond the narrative misfires where it takes way too, and that's the other. It's a way too fucking long.
Well, did you see the director? There's a director's cut.
Director's cut is 30 minutes longer,
which
right?
They say fills in. I put myself, my friends and I got together to watch the.
You
director's
watched
cut.
the director's
Drunk,
cut,
though. By the way, we were like,
Okay.
we're not go. We had food and just alcohol. But yeah, the director's cut, and it was like they were like, oh, it really, because everyone's like, it fills in the gaps. It really explains, because Superman actually searches for his mother. He tries to find her first. And
what does that add?
Nothing. It adds that he's not that super. Like you scoured the earth first, and you're like, well, I guess I gotta go kill Batman.
Ew.
Yeah. It doesn't add anything to it. It's real. It's worse, but
It doesn't add him sneaking into the
it's a long
congressional with his mason jar of piss and sneaking in.
yeah. Who also put that on the what fucking staff? I mean, they're dead now, but like, what staffer? Decided like this is normal. Like it's like Lex was like, it's a joke. We have a thing going. It's a game.
Big mistakes.
Yeah.
So, all right. I really want to hear what you thought about the fact that it shoehorned in all of this other Justice League stuff, all this other, basically there's a lot of unnecessary parts to this movie.
Right.
If they had made a movie that got rid of all the Justice League stuff, in my mind, got rid of all the Justice League stuff, focused on just, not even necessarily the Batman versus Superman big fight,
right,
where they have to go also to join up together,
right,
and have this ridiculous moment where it's like, Martha, what?
Yeah.
Why would you say that name? Martha.
Which also, if you're about to kill a dude, are you really listening to what he's saying?
Of course not. Absolutely not.
If you're right about to do it, like, is anything connecting? You snapped at that point.
I would say if I'm about to kill Superman, yeah, I'd probably soak that moment in a little bit.
If they had gotten rid of all of that and focused solely on the aftermath of what the events of Man of Steel and Superman having to basically like testify before Congress and make it sort of like a courtroom drama involving superheroes, that is a way more interesting movie.
Yeah, but that's where DC goes wrong with their competition with Marvel. You know what I mean? It's barely even a competition at this point, but that's we need to fit in the universe aspect of it and wedge it in. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm rooting for any superhero movie is going to be, I'm rooting for it to be good or decent, whatever, because it's, it's fun and shit. But like, when they still don't realize that Marvel started in 2008 with Iron Man and then built a thing, and they took the time, and everyone's like, we got to play catch up, but they're not even doing it right. You know what I mean? Like, they're just, so that whole thing where like, because you would keep all your secret files on superheroes in an email that you would send
and design logos for them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Aquaman's got a logo.
They all do. Cyborg, Wonder Woman.
Yeah. Also, the Cyborg one made the lead, like, at least Aquaman, they've got like a, whatchamacallit, like a submarine thing going and checking out. They stumble upon him, whatever. But like the footage for Cyborg, which is like, where did you get this from? Like, what is it? They don't even, people who didn't know DC, no one fucking knew what it was. It was just a black scientist dude and half a body. And they were like, are they creating a robot? And it's actually his son. You know what I mean? Like, you're like, I
don't understand.
And none of it made any sense. It was just the most bizarre shit. And the dream sequence, too, threw me. Like, I honestly didn't know what it was.
Oh, yeah.
When the Flash comes back, no one tells you. Like, I kind of know because, but like, what? No one tells you Flash can travel through time.
Yeah, you can put the pieces together when you see the way the effects work between that sequence and then him when you see him in the gas station during his intro clip.
Yeah, but it was all rushed and crammed in.
Yeah,
and then he sends it and emails it to Wonder Woman. This you, obviously.
Yo, did you do that?
Yeah.
You show up in the World War II photo.
Yeah, exactly.
What's going on here?
Yeah.
I don't understand how a movie that is this long can feel rushed.
Yeah.
It feels both rushed and slow at the same time. Slow as molasses.
Well, they got to fit in like 30 minutes of commercials for all these other people in the DC universe.
And also, again, the score makes it slow. Like, it's like anytime you see Holly Hunter's character or Lex Luthor's character, and you're just like, oh my God, just rush the scene. Like, just play it faster.
We've covered the obvious non-action scenes in this movie.
Yeah.
What about those fights?
Oh,
Talk to me about those.
Those are okay. So the only, and I'll get this out of the way because it's the best part of the movie. The best part of the movie to me is the Batman in the warehouse saving his mother. That's a Batman little vignette Batman movie right there.
Yeah.
Which I thought was incredible. Right? Like that was like straight out of like one of the comic book, like the Dark Knight thing or whatever.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah, that was awesome. So that's done. The rest of it, though, was just, I don't know, to me, it just seemed like a big fucking waste of time. Like, I mean, Superman comes at him as a reasonable dude and is like, listen, and then for no reason decides to chuck him, and break his mask across the thing or whatever. And I'm like, really? You just gave up that easily and you want to display your strength or whatever? Like, that drove me absolutely insane. It was cool to see him getting shot with bullets and stuff and how much he could take because you never really,
right.
Like the Man of Steel, he's fighting aliens, so you kind of just assume. But like, it was kind of cool to see all that kind of crap. But afterward, when he's just kicking the shit out of Batman, I was just kind of like, what is the point at this? I don't know. Did you like it? Did you like any of the fight scenes?
No,
I didn't like that Batman breaks the goes into WWE style, rips the sink off the wall
and smashing him with it,
and then takes his. It was gratuitous to a point where you were just like he wraps his ankle around and spins around. I'm like, what the hell? What in the holy hell is going on?
You really, I think, hit the nail on the head when you said that nobody in this movie acts the way that anybody normally would in real life. Even superheroes gotta have a little bit of humanity to them.
Yeah.
And nobody in this movie can even fake having that.
No.
Nobody can.
No.
They try and really give you a sense that that's the connection is between Batman and Superman is always there and eternal because their moms have the same name.
Right.
But that's the goddamn worst explanation I've ever heard.
It is. And the 180 that Batman does after he just finds out that little fact, what happened to everything you built, this whole case against this dude? And suddenly, because your moms went to the same high school, you're like, hey, you know what? Actually, we're pretty cool. That and I don't, when he flies down, literally anything that can be solved with a conversation to me in a movie and they overlook it blows me away because he could have just said like, hey, look, he wants me to come down here, rip your head off, kidnap my mom. That was it. But instead he's like, listen, no, stop. I could kill you. I'm like, oh, any of those words could have been brought together to just, form a sentence that's like, hey, dude, listen, fucking crazy shit's going on.
Yeah, there's some shit about to go down.
Yeah, exactly.
What other things do you really hate about this movie? Why do you think? Because this is a movie that I think is widely regarded as one of the worst movies of the past decade. Mm-hmm. Why do you think that? What do you think are like the other X factors that make this movie as bad as it does?
So one of the defenses of this movie that I can't get behind at all. I don't know if you read anything like from fanboys and stuff like that.
I have not, because I don't want to see anybody think that this movie's good.
Yeah, it is. They legitimately, and I can't see it, man. I don't know if anybody. I don't know if you can see it either.
Know.
It's the idea that it's about the rise and fall of a hero becoming who he's supposed to be, and it's all about
what.
Thank you.
Who?
Superman. I can't figure out how they get that from. And then they always point to the scene where he's talking to Lois, and he goes, "No one stays good in this world forever," or whatever. And I'm like, dude, what a defeatist attitude from the Boy Scout. He's supposed to be like, the symbol of freedom and justice and also the crap. And then he's got this frowny face, already giving in because a human, took his mom. He's like, no one stays good in this world forever. Guess I'm gonna go have to kill Batman. I'm like, that's it. That's all you got. And they point to that scene in particular as like that. And then when he sacrifices himself as the rise and the fall of a hero.
There's also,
and I can't do it.
There's also the part at the beginning where he's saving people. It just seems so narcissistic.
It does, yeah.
Like he's saving people and they have like these Superman signs and he just like shows up and he's just like floating above.
Oh,
them.
yeah.
Yeah.
There's that. There's the whole Amy Adams subplot where apparently they have like, he has like a tracking device embedded in her and he can find her wherever she is.
Oh, my God.
And save her at any given moment. And then he's trying to... I don't understand. Like the Batman vendetta against Superman, I get logically because again, that ties in with the whole like he fucked up. He's basically like we're gonna look at this guy as a terrorist.
Yeah,
and that is a good, interesting narrative framework.
Yeah,
Clark Kent. And he's like, I'm gonna investigate this Batman character and figure out what's going on with him. That doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, exactly. And they never make it. They never make Superman like out to not be that guy either. Like they never show him in a light that is like something that Batman hasn't seen yet. It makes you go, yeah, this guy seems like a real dick. You know what I mean? Like like when he flies down, like you said, very narcissistic. He's sitting in a crowd full of people and he's letting them touch him. You know, where if I think of when Christopher Reeve doing Superman, he'd be like, he'd peace out, like, have a good day, citizens, or whatever. And he's just like, yes, no, you're allowed to touch me.
It's the passion of the Superman.
It absolutely is. Yeah, absolutely. And it's there's another scene, God, in this movie too, where he's talking to Alfred, and Alfred's the only one making any sense. Basically, and he's like, he's not our enemy, and then Batman comes back with, and you get where Batman's coming from in that one scene where he's like, you've been doing this for 20 years, how many guys have stayed good, how many whatever, and you're like, oh, I totally get where he's coming from. Superman, I never understand it. I don't know what his end game is. He seems really sad. Lois is telling him he's a hero and the people need him, and his mother, worst parents ever, by the way. His mother's like, you don't know this world's a goddamn thing. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, between his father sacrificing his life in front of his kids, his kid and his wife.
Yeah.
For no reason. And in this, I'm like, Jesus Christ. I don't see it.
Just a hot, smelly pile of garbage.
Yeah, I don't see him being the hero. And then, the doomsday creature thing.
God.
They ridiculously just messed that up. He's the ogre from Lord of the Rings. I don't know if you noticed. He's the one. Yeah. He's that ogre from Lord of the Rings.
Same one.
Same character.
The troll from Harry Potter.
That's it. Yeah, exactly.
Same guy.
And he has no dick.
No dick. Yeah, no dick. No pants, but no dick.
If you're gonna pull a slice of DNA from a human, give him a dick.
Yeah, I'd be angry and destroying the city too if I had no dick.
I mean, there's so many things that they could have done to make this movie at least interesting, and somehow, over the course of 2.5 hours or 3 hours in the director's cut, they can't do it.
No,
they just don't get away with it.
You don't even care that Superman's dead, and I don't understand like the whole thing where like I failed him in life. What did you fail him? You had legitimate concerns. You know what I mean? Like he made sense. I'm like, but you didn't fail him in life. You just, To
wrap it up, is there anything else that you need to say about this movie and why you think is as bad as it is? Because I've said my piece.
Yeah,
I can't begin to describe just how despondent I felt after watching it. How much of a fucking waste of time it felt like to watch this movie.
It is a huge waste of time, but also my whole thing is that there's a narrative there that I clearly haven't seen, and people who love this movie think that Superman is the end all be all of superheroes. Like he is, he's troubled, he's problematic, he doesn't believe in anything, and then believes that humanity's great at the end. I got none of that. That's my biggest problem with this movie, is that they think Superman is the legitimate like hero of the film, only because, and he's just an emo dude who, is like, not sure. He's got like mommy's issues, and then that's it. He can't think things through. He's not smart at all.
He's boring.
He's boring. He's dumb.
Yeah, he's not smart. He has no idea what's going on. He can't reason with anybody. He can't see that Batman in that scene has tech with kryptonite in it, so he just keeps coming at him like unexpectedly. Like, are you that like? None of it made any sense. Like, that's what really bothers me, is that they see him as the true hero of the film.
I don't understand why anybody
his death meant something. Like, it was symbolic.
I can't understand why anybody thinks Superman's a good and interesting superhero.
He's the worst character.
He is. And it's so outdated, and it's so from like this weird mentality of, I think, the way the world was when comic books first came out, and it just doesn't make sense in the modern world.
Right.
If you're gonna make a superhero movie now starring Superman, you better find a way to make Superman at least make a superhero movie where Superman has to really battle against the modern world.
Right.
And that's the villain of the movie, because that is. Again, there's so many more narratively interesting threads that they could have gone down in this movie.
Yeah.
And Zack Snyder chose to follow none of them.
DC is really good at making, minute, 60-second trailers.
Yep.
Like, I would have rather watched the trailer for BVS for 2 hours and then instead of the actual movie.
God,
because that looked good from the trailer.
I loved that Suicide Squad trailer.
Yeah, that's a beautiful trailer, right?
Trailer, yeah.
Even the Man of Steel trailer, the second trailer in that series, where they got the narration in the background and that little piano of Superman music.
Yeah,
that looked like a fucking great movie.
And I fell asleep in that movie in the theaters.
Yep, me too. Yeah, I fell asleep in the beginning, woke up sometime in the middle. and sort of missed the ending. And then I had to be like, oh my God, I don't know what's going on.
Well,
and
hey.
I didn't need to.
Well, hey, Wonder Woman showed up to fight the giant thing, and she got that cool music.
She did. That was awesome.
It was just when you said that stuff about the music at the beginning, that's exactly what I went to in my head.
Yeah.
It's like that's totally undeserved, but like cool.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it came out of nowhere, and she was good in that movie though. She was pretty good. She knew what she was doing. She was like a super
smartest person in that movie.
Smartest person.
Definitely the smartest person in that movie.
Yeah, outsmarted Batman, took his shit, put it back in his car without him knowing it. You know,
If we're going in terms of the best characters in this movie, it's got to go Holly Hunter, Wonder Woman, and then Alfred, because Alfred they gave him license to shit all over everybody in the movie, basically, and he was my inner voice through this movie. He's like, Batman, you fucking idiot. Why? Oh God, I loved it.
Yeah, I like that he was like, sorry, I've been listening in on it, sir, but I couldn't help but laugh. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Basically, this is wildly entertaining to me how retarded you become.
John, thank you so much.
Thanks for I'm glad. I'm sorry you saw it.
It's okay. I just met you this week, and I'm very upset with you that you made me watch this movie.
It's not a good start to a friendship, so it's really.
But we can bond on our hatred of it, and we can go up from here.
I have another person now.
Yes, thank God. Where can my listeners find your work?
JohnPoveromo.net.
Great.
Yeah, everything is right there. And Instagram and all that stuff is just my name, too. So it's all up there.
Sweet. And you can find me at Diet J on Twitter and Instagram, jlightcomedy.com for show dates. If you are in LA this week, I am hosting Feed Me, Crowdwork Show with Frank Castillo here at the Comedy Store, Wednesday at the Belly Room, 10 o'clock, $5 tickets. If you hit me up, slide into my DMs. Maybe I'll throw you a free ticket. It seems like a good move because this show is fucking bananas. Thank you to the Comedy Store for hosting the studio, and thank you to Tyler, my man in the booth.
Always happy to be here. That was a lot of fun, Jay.
Dude, thanks for coming by, man. This has been another episode of Blockbusting. Guys, go see something good for a change.